Hello readers, I'm the Avid reader, and today I'm going to give you 5 Michael Crichton books you should read. So Michael Crichton is my second favorite author of all time, and I've read so far 11 books by him. And I thought that if anyone wants to get into Michael Crichton, I would recommend 5 books that you can start with. And these are the best books I've read by him, by the way. Most of his books are great, but some are amazing, and I'm gonna recommend you the amazing books you should read. So of course you should start with Jurassic Park by Michael Crichton. This was the first Michael Crichton book I read, and we all know what Jurassic Park is since we've seen the movie, dinosaurs and science. But this is fascinating science fiction, and it's so cool reading about the dinosaurs in this book. But also you have a horror element of dinosaurs in this book, so this is a horror sci-fi thriller book, kind of. And if you're curious about the hypothetical sci-fi of how to bring back dinosaurs to life, then this is quite detailed. This is my second favorite Michael Crichton book that I've read. Moving on to my favorite, I would recommend you also to read Sphere. This book takes place in the Deep Blue Sea, and this is the best paced book by Michael Crichton. They're all usually quite well paced, but this one especially. The second half of this book I just read in one day because it's so well paced, it's cool. You have a giant squid monster. There's a lot of mind-bending science in this book. It's weird, but it's really cool to read about. And the tension in this book is excellent. The squid scenes are just amazing. And the ending is weird, but it's still a great ending. This is my favorite Michael Crichton book, and it's actually my second favorite book of all time, I would say. So definitely check out Sphere. Then moving on, we have Prey. And this is a book where micro-robots or nanobots take on a life of their own and start killing their human creators. You know how in media we have this hypothetical of what if the robots start killing their masters? This is what kind of happens in this book, but here instead of individual hyper smart robots who do it, you instead have collections of nanobots who are called swarms who go around killing humans, and they really do some weird stuff. They start taking control of some of the humans and messing with their minds. Also an incredibly fast-paced book. The second half of this book I also read in about a day. So that's another amazing science fiction read you should check out by Michael Crichton. Oh yeah, by the way, all of these books are pretty much science fiction. Now we're moving on to the more controversial Michael Crichton books. So first up you have Disclosure. And this book basically flips sexual harassment on its head at the workplace. So here you have the new female vice president who comes on to one of her employees and he rejects her, and then she accuses him of sexual harassment, and you have a conspiracy in this book with the company trying to cover it all up and actually siding with the abuser. And the ending of the book is kind of cynical. So if you want to read about how corporations sometimes cover up bad stuff that their high management has done, or how both genders can both be good or bad guys, then you should check out Disclosure by Michael Crichton. And then we have the most controversial book by Michael Crichton, State of Fear. This book is very different from the climate change alarmism that exists nowadays. This book has a lot of stats and diagrams to make its point, and it talks about basically how the media is overhyping this thing with global warming or climate change, and a lot of these things are happening because of natural causes, not human factors, and that the rises in temperature go in waves, so they go up and then they decline and then they go up. And you also have climate terrorists in this book. It's fast-paced, and it also has a lot of statistics for a novel to prove its point. And Michael Crichton posits a controversial thesis about climate change, that it's caused by nature, that humans cannot really do anything about it, and that it's not gonna last in the long run, in contrast to the mainstream narrative of it being caused by human factors. I don't agree with the message really in this book, but it's still an interesting read, and you still get to see how the media overhype things or how they're dishonest. So you will have a scientific study, and then what the abstract says is very different from actually what the results or the study says itself. So you have manipulation of data by some in academia or in media or by politicians to make their case. So those were 5 Michael Crichton novels you should check out. I loved reading all of these books, and I look forward to reading more Michael Crichton novels. Now, if you want to learn more about Michael Crichton novels, then you should check out this playlist of several books by Michael Crichton, which I have reviewed. Anyways, I'm the Avid Reader, and I will see you readers next time.